Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
I'm Damari Gray. You're watching Sports Down the Middle. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Yo. Welcome one and all to another episode of the Late Tackle. I'm your host T-Got from Sports Down the Middle. And on the other side you have Eddie Guna from Eddie Vision TV. And then if you look closer, you have CC Sports Lab. Yeah, man, we have CC in the building. Yo, gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Late Tackle. And we're in episode number 24. Well, it's getting closer and closer. You understand? You know, the Reggae Boyz will be fully up and active. So, Eddie, we could know what going on.
All right, folks, we're going to talk about Ravel Morrison. Doing well over there. Also, John Russell doing well. There's a poll in my thing. If I check the poll is there, you guys can vote. And also, the Reggae Boyz getting some sponsorship, guys. So the sponsors are on board for the World Cup qualifications.
Yeah, I've been talking about. Yeah, I just hold on. Yeah, so what? I've been talking about the World Cup. We forgot to add this on the title. I just get something from the guru. He sent me something from CONCACAF to talk about the World Cup schedule. So we'll be doing that too. So continue.
Yeah, man. And what else? What else? Warner Brown. Should he be in the team? Should he start the next game? I'm not saying the next game. Looking ahead at the looking past the Unity Cup, but the World Cup qualifier. Should Warner Brown be starting that game? It's a question I'm going to post and see what you guys feel about that. What else is on the menu now? Yeah, that's pretty much it. The sponsorship and also Andre Blake. Big up Andre Blake getting his 100 clean sheet for Philadelphia. So that's big. I think he's on to 101 now. 101 clean sheets for club. Yeah, so that's brilliant. You know, making history. So we have to talk about Andre Blake as well. So where you want to start, gents?
All right, so let's go right into the Ravel Morrison. So Ravel Morrison over in the Far East. I play some football. You understand? Yeah. And some people, CC, I'm glad you have on the show. You understand? Some people don't like the league where I'm playing, but like Ravel put in the work and I score some goal. TC, what's your take on Ravel Morrison right now?
Remember, probably because I'm one of the more balanced person when it comes on to performance, because I'm not really judge on the league. The thing about it is it's if people have to be consistent. For me, Ravel, if I perform, I play some football, and there's pretty much decent footballers playing in that league as well. I think he should get that opportunity to get called up to the team, because we don't have that reservoir of talent playing in the top leagues in the world. We don't have that. If we had it, then Ravel, you wouldn't stand a chance for getting the team. But as things currently stand, we have JPL, USL, League One, Championship. That's pretty much all our team is comprised. And I think if you already is delving into the JPL, you're already delving into the USL, I don't see why we should overlook where Ravel is playing. Similar to some other players too.
Okay, definitely.
And I think he's on 10 goals.
Okay.
10 goals from midfield.
Just give us your take same time, Eddie. Just give us your take same time.
I don't know if Ravel playing forward, because I haven't seen any highlights, but 10 goals, if it's coming from midfield, that's very good to get that type of return. I would imagine that there are assists in that as well.
But to play hold on, Eddie. So but to play devil's advocate right now. You understand? Yeah. We don't know what type of league he's playing, and he's scoring 10 goals. Are the opponents our quality? Are you playing against quality
That's the
opponents?
thing. They could be playing against some 36-year-old. We don't know. We don't know the pace. We don't know the pace of the league. But if we're going to go by the same metric as CC mentioned in terms of picking players from other lower leagues, I don't know where the JPL rank in relation to where Ravel is. I would think maybe it's a more competitive and better league than where Ravel is right now. Just off the bat. There's still some quality players over there, but again, we don't have the players.
Quality players at what age?
That's the thing, they're at the back end of their career. Even with Ravel's team, there are a lot of ex Premier League players or League One players that are playing alongside Ravel, but they're up in age. So I see it as maybe a retirement league, but in terms of what we have and what we might be missing, there might not be any Bobby Reed, going forward.
You got this already. You left the Ravel.
I don't know how long.
Well, you left the Ravel. Hold on. I'm not like you left from this guard. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, mix up the thing, man. So, all right. Hold on.
I would have been.
Hold on.
Give him a try.
Hold on. All right, so. Hold on. So, we could go in the comment section and big up some man as you continue. You understand? R&R, big up yourself. R&R in the building. And Rain Scorpion, big up yourself. You understand? Caribbean Rivers and Seas. You understand? Big up yourself. And yeah, man, what is man of God? Man of God, but big up man of God.
Big up yourself, man of God.
Yeah, man. So big up everybody in the building who able to join. You understand? Remember, if you're watching on the Edivision TV, to hit the thumbs up button. If you're watching on Sports DTM, you understand? Hit the thumbs up button, the like button. And if you're watching it on the CC Sports Lab, hit the thumbs up. You understand? So yeah, man. Remember to shut those buttons so we can know what's going on. You understand? Sorry about that. The feedback. Drop it at the mic. But anyway, remember to share that, brother. But anyway, on the Ravel Morrison issue. You understand? He's playing some football. You understand? Man, I got to one Ravel. He's playing some football over there where there's no stats. You understand? There's nothing at all, but only see that goal or score and stuff like that. You understand? Reggae Boyz and Supporters Club in the place. They must have you are Mason them start the placard already. But anyway, there's no stats over there. We don't know what's going on. We know that Ravel is playing with some ex-players that used to play for England team and stuff like that. So, as Eddie said, they're on their back end on their career. Ravel is playing there. We don't know how fast the league is playing. You understand? Scoring 10 goals. We have to give a goal is a goal no matter where or you take it. Goal is a goal.
Yeah, because everybody out there tries to score.
Yeah, but it depends on the opposition and who you're playing with. You understand? Playing against, I should say. But anyway, we want to see him. You understand? The best place to see Ravel right now is the Unity Cup. So that's the first game coming up. The Unity Cup. Unity Cup is coming up where Jamaica will be playing Trinidad and Tobago and either Ghana or Nigeria. You understand? So that is the best place we can see Ravel right now to see the condition he is. Because right now we're at the last lap of the thing right now, and we definitely want everybody on board, but we want people who have fire. You understand? We want people who have fire on board. So we have a call for Ravel, just like how we have a call for Maggie, but if it don't do nothing at the Unity Cup, brother.
Yeah, and the next thing is,
so after Jonah Flemings.
Well, the pace of international football is different from, I would imagine, the league that Ravel is playing in.
Definitely.
So he would have to get up to speed and do that quickly.
We can, and this is not a time or a place when you use the Jamaican team now to get up to speed. You understand? So we can't deal with that right now. You understand? We can't deal with that now. So if you up to speed and if you perform and show that quality if you get chosen to play the Unity Cup, I think his league is out now. So you have time for rest. You understand? And then get involved in the Unity Cup. So I will think that he will be one of the players be selected for the Unity Cup.
Rain Scorpion asking if the squad has been selected.
No, the squad has not been selected because as you know that the championship regular season finished today. League One also finished today, and League Two also finished today. Well, congratulations to Latibodier. Latibodier is in the playoff position to go to the Premier League, and his side is Coventry. So big up Latibodier in the playoff position. And now we'll go right back down into
Brandon Cover. Get promotion.
No. Brandon Cover didn't get promotion. The team that he was on loan got promotion.
Yeah, on loan team, yeah.
Right. He's on loan.
It didn't really mean much to him.
Yeah.
Unless them buy him.
Yeah. So he's on loan. He's coming from Fleetwood Town. Yes, he's coming from Fleetwood Town. So he's on loan to that team. So the team that he was on loan got promotion. All right. So Charlton Athletic also in the playoff position. So Kyle Dixon alongside with Karen Anderson, you understand, will also be in the playoff action. You understand? So I think that's basically it for the Reggae Boyz. West Brom didn't make it. So I only think Amari Bell is gone down to League One. His side, Luton Town, has been relegated. Thank you, Natty Congo. You understand? Big up yourself. Thank you. Yeah, his side has been gone down. So what will Amari Bell do? Also, Ipswich has gone down, so we don't know what is going to happen to that baller who has his desire set to play. You understand? But he's still young. Yeah, he's still young.
Baller.
Yeah, that baller.
Amari, man, we decided to play for England.
Yeah, so he's still young. He's still young. A team can pick him up. Can pick him up on the wayside. So we don't know what is going on there. So anyway, so that is it. So what to wish Latibodier. Hold on, Eddie, man. Hold on, man.
All the best, yeah.
We want to wish Latibodier all the best and hope that his team can qualify for the Premier League. That's Coventry. Go ahead, Eddie.
No, I was just saying, just to talk about the squad selection. I think some of the players would have an idea. I think the JFF putting together documentation, getting the UK visas for certain players. So that's in the process right now. We heard rumors that players having difficulties, but we don't know how true that is in terms of garnering paperwork. We're not going to go down that road because we don't know. So the JFF can pull 1 and 2 string and sort out the paperwork with the embassy.
All right, so
that's a sticky.
All right, so big up John Powell in the building, you understand? Big up Ian Campbell in the building. Yes, we're going to go on that too, Ian Campbell. Some of the Reggae Boyz have put their name on the score sheet again today alongside with Ravel Morrison score on Friday. I think it was Friday he scored, right? Yeah, he scored on Friday. John Russell having his name on the score sheet. Also, some other baller. I hear that Javanese put his name on the score sheet. Where he at is in Israel, and he scored for his team. So big up yourself, Javanese. And some like about having some good closing out the season good. You understand? They're closing out the season good. So it's gonna be problem.
Hey, mid. Hold on, you say him just score. The man scored 3 hat-trick, brother.
Hat-trick him score? That's Javanese.
3 goals, 1 assist, 4 shot.
Okay, so
5-1 in Team Japan. He was involved in 4 out of 5.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, man. Big up Javanese, aka John. Big up
John. Yeah, big up John. So big up. Yeah. So all the players are fine on all cylinders. They are fine.
And Mason Greenwood. It come like every Sunday, Mason Greenwood scoring.
Yeah, and
they always seem to play on a Sunday.
Yeah, BM, big up yourself. Chavante Stewart.
Tomorrow, expect to see this. Expect to see more of this tomorrow.
More of that tomorrow.
Every Sunday, them score.
Every Sunday. So all of the players, them, we don't know. All right, so I think somebody asked, what is happening to the Mason Green thing? The Mason Green is as far as we know, it's still the same. You understand?
Yes.
It's still the same as far as we know. It's still the same. If we get some light, we'll let you know. You understand? You see it break on the Eddie Dijan TV or it's Sports Down the Middle or CC Sports Lab. Anyway, yeah, you see it.
And Russell and 11 goals from midfield, and these goals you can see.
You can
see these goals. You can
these goals are some good goals. Yeah, Russell. Right? So,
honest though, like if the Unity Cup comes up and Trivante Stewart is available, and I don't see, I'm not see some of them play. All right, put the past the Unity Cup, the Gold Cup. I'm not see like Trivante, you know, see Russell, you know, see East, you know, see some people. I go wonder because at that point in time, I'm trying to figure out what is it going on as to why them player cannot get any opportunity in the team when they are performing.
Well, because so that it's all right. Hold on. All right. Stop. To be fair, a long time we say a lot of big side, big team. You understand? Big country having some baller performing in their league and they don't get called up. You understand? So the Reggae Boyz, the Jamaican squad will be the first. But the only thing we can say, But the only thing we can say, the pool is not big. The pool is not big. So why would they not be selected?
I think we need the coach email address. We need to email him these players and what they do.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope he's watching. I hope the coach watching and see that what is going on with the players. You understand? The coach is really, really watching, and because the players are really, 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 really performing. You understand?
We know the man. We know that everybody cannot play, but what we want is that when players are not on form, we say the next player does step up. The next on-farm player does take him spot.
Yeah,
that we really want to see.
Yeah, man, definitely.
So, you have the players them to put in good performances to try to get a look in, and they're doing it. And
yeah,
a look in.
Definitely.
It's not like the side so big. The side is not so big way.
No, up and running. No, Dick's never in a squad today.
All right, cool. Yeah, Dick's never in a squad. All right, so Eddie mentioned something a couple minutes ago. We're facing some injury. I hear that Ethan Pinnock is having a small injury, and I hear that Bobby Day-Cover-Reid is out. So I am not sure if he's out for this this World Cup qualification, but he's out. They say he's out. They say he's out for the rest of the season for Leicester. Yeah, that's about. It's only one game. Yeah, three game leave. I think a 3-game leave. You understand?
4 game.
You understand? I think about 3 or 4 game leave. So I don't know if that's going to go right into our game. You understand? Don't know if that's going to be going into our game. So let us keep our fingers crossed. So I will pose this question to you, gentlemen. Just what if Bobby Day-Cover-Reid is out? You understand? Please. Yeah, man. I'm going to give them to top, man. Orange and TV, I'm going to give them to top. That if Bobby Day-Cover-Reid is out, who can replace Bobby Day-Cover-Reid? TT, go on first, man.
I would say if Bobby Reid is out in terms of replacing Bobby Reid, I think it's kind of difficult because of the work rate that Bobby Reid puts in. But you know who would I use to replace Bobby Reid?
Yeah,
I would use Juna Flemings. Flemings is a man where his work rate is up there. I mean, a lot of people don't have no.
Hold on, midfield? In the midfield?
Remember, Bobby Reid not really. All right, from even one day when Bobby Reid play, Bobby Reid not really play in the midfield itself.
He kind of play a little bit deeper of late.
We would have 2 people because I think Russell would have come into the team as a midfielder. And then Juna.
Let me hear where you go with this.
All right, so for me, I say depending on how we'd have played the midfield because we already would have Casey Palmer would have come back. So I would say Casey Palmer comes in, Bobby Reid comes out. But based on the work rate that Bobby Reid would have given because Bobby Reid is not there, and normally they'd have Bobby Reed and Casey Palmer, then I would bring in Jonah Flemings. So Jonah Flemings can fit in terms of the work rate that Jonah Flemings has. So for me, if I would say if I replace Bobby Reed, I'll bring Jonah Flemings in the team.
All right, so if I bring in Junior Fleming, if I bring in a winger player, that midfielder. Eddie, let me hear what you have to say.
Yeah, because I just say we need players that are performing at a chance. But
Yeah,
play
let
them
me
in
hear.
them right role. Just play them in a. I not say Flem as midfield, but for me, if we have Lewis Baker coming in, if not, I think that man will have to step up. You know which man I'm talking about?
Which one?
That man, man.
Who's that?
Where's number 10 for women? Not
Oh,
Ravel.
yeah, you know, say, I never said that.
Casey
I bring
Palmer.
in the guy there.
Casey
Oh,
Palmer
Casey
would have,
Palmer.
if there's no Lewis Baker, I think Lewis Baker would be the ideal replacement.
Okay.
I don't think he has the legs and does enough dirty work that a Bobby would do. But if we do have a Lewis Baker, the next best thing for me is maybe, as I said earlier, Palmer.
Okay.
He's the only player that can sit in front of the two, two in being Ravel, hopefully, and Russell, or Russell and Hayden.
All right, so mother God say Casey Palmer. Oh, he's not good. All right, so this is my
Based on what we have, based on what we have. Based on what we have.
All right, so this is my replacement for if Bobby is out, I would think they should call back for Daniel Johnson. You understand? I think they should call back for Daniel. So yeah, man. So I think I think Daniel Johnson, he's been around the team, played that position where Bobby played. You understand? And he's having a good season over his club. You understand? So I think Daniel Johnson would be perfect. You understand? If not, a cover. You understand? Would be a cover.
Cover, Bobby.
Yeah, you understand? Or a Louis Baker. So that's my three option right there, right now.
I think DJ is a better option than Flemo. CC. Sorry. I think DJ and Casey.
All right, so Travis Preston said you got to agree 100%. DJ should get a call back. So T got on the ball 1. All right, so that's all. So that's
people make we know people who should replace Bobby.
Man, I got the DJ too. So T got all over the place. Man, I got the DJ. Yeah, man. So and Preston said, yeah. So that's it there right now. You understand? That's it there right now. So we need I think that should be the ideal replacement. Go ahead.
I said on a no set, Bobby Reed is not really a midfielder though. He just can play there.
Because we see him play forward, we see him play winger.
Yeah, but that's a really
we play right back.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say if Bobby Reed, unless we're saying Bobby Reed play midfield for Jamaica, that's why we kind of replace him as a midfielder. But that is why I mentioned Flemings, because Bobby Reed original position, Bobby Reed play flank. Bobby Reed play winger originally.
Where is Flemo playing now? Where am I playing?
Wing forward. Flemo playing at the UAE Pro League.
No, as in position.
Yeah, wing forward.
Well, there you go.
All right, so Alfred Hines said, with no disrespect, he said, honestly, I'm glad that the coach is not listening to you all. Alfred, yeah, sorry to say, but yeah, we can defer upon that. Yeah, that is your.
I see him attack.
But I see, must see attack. You understand? All right, so Chairman, I treat that my guy. Chairman, back to your ways.
No. Well,
you understand?
No. So, Daniel, DJ, Rasta cannot do sideways, backway. But him keep the ball well in him.
All right, so not to Congo give us an update. So Daniel Johnson is on the verge of promotion in the Turkish Division 1 team. CFA's team is in the relegation trouble. So that's it. Go. I'll just say, all right, football guru in the building.
I like that. I like this.
Football guru. Yeah, football guru say, Damara is the next one up to play a Bobby position. Yeah, football guru, I understand that. You understand?
I
But
put,
we
I
still,
put Cephas on the list. I put
well, on football guru. We understand that Damari Gray would have played his position. Wow. Hold on, CT man. Football guru will understand that, but we don't want a replacement because if he's out, somebody have to come in on the side. So we ask, who would you put in the side if Bobby is out? You understand? All right, TC, go ahead. We see how you laugh like
No, man.
See how laugh like
No,
movie poor things.
no.
So what?
When I mention Jonah Flemings, it look like the chat explode. You know, like
Yeah,
like
because even Eddie explode too, because we're after the
Why for that?
midfield.
Why?
no. But I'm
Why
saying,
if it explode?
well, I said this, Bobby Reed is not a midfielder really.
Yeah, but Flemmer is not a midfielder.
Yeah, Fleming is not a midfield, really.
All right. So then, if we're all right, so if we say replacing Bobby Reed, John Russell not get picked. So obviously, we bring in John Russell for Bobby Reed because John Russell not get picked last time. Bobby Reed is a man who normally get picked in the team. So we say John Russell, and then Casey Palmer normally get picked usually with Bobby Reed. So that means we couldn't say bring in Casey Palmer for replace Bobby Reed because they are
Yeah,
usually
him
picked
already in
together.
the team already. Oh, so you said in essence, John Russell can replace. If I
Yeah,
look
so
at
that's why I said John
numbers,
Russell in essence would
numbers.
replace. Yeah, so John Russell would be the one to fully complement the midfield.
So a different thing that they have to put in John Russell, man, you put in a Bobby Reed, brother.
No, that's why I was saying if you're talking about midfielder, then we could get John Russell to replace Bobby Reed in the middle of the park.
Brother, midfield, we don't talk about, We don't talk
Yeah,
about midfield.
but I say Bobby Reed positioning on the field is not necessarily Bobby Reed is a midfielder. It's just that Bobby Reed is a player that can play multiple positions. So if you say fulfill Bobby Reed's role of a midfielder, I would say John Russell. But based on Bobby Reed's style of play, we would need at least two players to fulfill the role that Bobby Reed could possibly fulfill because you don't have anybody else that plays for Jamaica that can play on the wing, that can play wing back, that can play midfield, that can play striker. You don't have nobody, no other player that can fulfill all of those roles. If it is that you need, say you change in formation, you can push Bobby Reed out wide. You can change the three at the back, you can put Bobby Reed as a wing back. So that's why I'm saying to you that given the fact that you don't have anybody and the closest person you would have to give you that work rate would be Flemings, even though Flemings could just play winger, wing back, wing forward.
Fleming can defend. Just like how this man said, Damari Gray cannot play Bobby position because he doesn't defend. Does Fleming can defend?
Fleming will defend. We're more than the other man. Fleming will defend.
No, you assume that Fleming will defend.
No.
I'm saying from what I've seen of Fleming's.
No, you assume.
No, all right,
I never see Fleming not defending position yet. Never.
Fleming, all right. Where's the Fleming for Unity Cup? Fleming for Unity Cup.
Different.
All right, may I show you something? He got. Fleming's playing at the UAE Pro League. That is the highest league in the UAE. That is three divisions above Ravel. Three divisions above Ravel. And performing in that league. So if Ravel get called for the team, why Fleming?
Yo, why you moving? Why you changing the subject?
I'm not changing the subject.
Yeah, you're changing the subject.
That's a good point.
No, that is no point. No, that is no point at all. No, hold on, Eddie. That is no Eddie. That is no Eddie. Don't Eddie. Don't keep up with that. We are talking about midfield position with Bobby Reed and Flemmo. Are you going we or Ravel? Say if Ravel get called, Flemmo can get called. We not asked that, brother. That never asked. We never asked.
Yeah, all right. So.
We never asked about Ravel if Ravel gonna get called, Flemmo gonna get called. We don't hear that. We asked you the position wise.
I just asking you just in the position.
No, you're changing the topic.
We don't need nobody to play the position where Flemmo play. We need a midfielder, which Flemmo don't play.
You're changing the topic.
That's what I said. But we need a midfielder.
He might not get picked.
Because Bobby Reed, we can't say we need somebody to play Bobby Reed position. Because Bobby Reed don't have a position on that side.
Yeah.
Bobby Reed don't really have one position on that team, if we be honest,
You related to Flemmo?
I've never met the guy. But with that, Bobby Reed not the position of the team for true, bro. We have to just say we need a
Look like
midfielder.
he used to go JC instead of CC. Which one? A JC used to.
No, you know, brother. Duckland. No, you know, brother. No, Duckland. No, Mr. Stennett. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. But anyway,
I think we pass Flemmer. There are certain players that we don't need to go back to. We rate them everything, them do good for the country, but we don't have to go back to Flemmer right now.
but if we not go back to Flemmer, who we are going to go
to? No offense, but I don't think we need to go back to Flemmer then.
But we can say likewise for Ravel. We don't need to go back to Ravel. Can't we?
You know why we don't need to go to Flemmer? Because we get better players. In the midfield, we now get better players than Ravel. That's why we keep on thinking about Ravel every minute.
So what if we get?
That's the difference.
All right, hold on. I'm going to throw a monkey wrench tonight. So what if we get a mother selling that night? Yeah, that's what I'm throw a wrench tonight. But if we get a mother sell, we don't need Ravel if we get a mother sell.
No, but they're not the same role in play.
So like when you say Bobby Reed out, you can bring in Ravel to replace Bobby Reed. Seen as though.
Well, that is a better replacement.
See, then now Ravel, Bobby Reed. Because as we said before, you know, some of these players would have been there together in the team. So it's not like Casey Palmer wouldn't really replace Bobby Reed because, as me say,
both of them. Casey in the team already.
Both of them already
have been in the team. All right. That's why I say call back Daniel Johnson.
I don't know, like for me, Daniel Johnson, yeah.
Anyway, I'm here lead same way. Nobody agree with me so far. So
Ravel, Ravel, man.
You don't need to shout. You don't need to shout.
Yeah, Ravel replace.
I shout. I'm here lead.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Ravel though. Ravel to replace them Bobby Reed.
All right, so what I want to see a Ravel into the Unity Cup and see where he's at. You understand? That's what I want to see right now. A Ravel in the Unity Cup to see where he's at, and then we can make a decision. Because after the Unity Cup, we have the World Cup qualification. You understand?
Talking about Duckland has said something. Duckland has said something.
All right, so the guru has spoken. All right. Hold on, man. Listen to the guru that we can go to Duckland. Guru said 6 weeks recovery for Bobby Reed. 6 weeks from now take us to the start of Gold Cup. So he's out. He's out of the World Cup qualification. I don't know, and he's out of the Unity Cup. You understand? So there you have it. You understand? So Bobby Dacover Reed is out of the World Cup qualification. So we have to go look for a baller. We have to go look for a baller. You understand?
Duckland said Damara Phillips, and that's a good show. Him active. Right. Him can give the work rate that Bobby would give you. I think he's the best player in terms of work rate to replace Bobby.
Is this Damara Phillips you're talking that play for Mount Pleasant?
Yes. No.
Okay.
He switched from Mount Pleasant now, Mobile.
Oh, Mobile. Yeah, Mobile.
Mobile United. Yes. Mobile. The former Mount Pleasant midfielder.
Yes. Former Mount Pleasant. Yes. Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. So, all right. Not really agree with that one still, but anyway.
Emoji Boss, welcome if you're new.
Emoji Boss, big up yourself, Emoji Boss. Come on, Emoji Boss, big up yourself. All right, welcome to the late tackle show. Understand?
It's the audience, we couldn't be a pastor. Big up yourself, audience.
Humility.
We don't need to shout like Tigas, you know. We don't need to shout like Tigas.
What shout?
Bro, I don't know what.
Make we segue into, since we're local, make we segue into Warner Brown. Leading goal scorer, 21 goals.
Yeah.
Talk to me. He played over Bowser. Bowser was trapped for the last game.
Emoji Boss, big up yourself with $1 at the place.
Big up yourself, Emoji.
Big up yourself, Emoji. As you come in, big up yourself, $1.
So, as I said, Bowser was dropped and Warner Brown got his spot. Do you think he holds on to this spot? 21 goals in the league. If we say goal, you know. We say goal with Ravel, 10 goals. This is 21 goals.
I don't think since he has gotten the
You
opportunity to play.
understand?
So I think since he has gotten the opportunity to play for Jamaica, I don't think he has really done himself wrong. It's like he hasn't really put a foot wrong. He came in, did a job. I think people will talk about the opposition, but you can only play who's in front of you. You put me out there, I play who's in front of me. I think he didn't really have the best of games against Trinidad, but I think the coach saw something in him, brought him in for the St. Vincent games. You see where he got one goal in the second leg, possibly could have gotten another, and he did pretty much everything you'd ask for a centre forward in that game at the time, holding up the play, making the runs in behind the defense, running in the channels. His strength, things will get better over a period of time because, as you know, he's still like 22,
22, 23, yeah.
23, yeah, and I think he's new to international football because that would have been his second or third game.
I think he has four caps. I think about 4 caps.
Yeah, and he scored a goal. So I don't see where. Plus, he came back home and is performing in the Jamaica Premier League. So I don't see the need to drop him because it's not like when he got the opportunity to play for Jamaica, he did what he was required to do, and he scored as well. So I think with that being said, coming back performing, still healthy and everything, we should be seeing him again in the upcoming squads.
Tigat, how you rank a player like Warner Brown in terms of the strikers for Jamaica?
All right, so Warner Brown is playing in the top tier league in Jamaica. You understand? Which is the JPL. You understand? So he's playing in the top player. He's playing against his peer, and playing against his player, he's proving that he's better than them. You understand? He has more goals than the forwards. He's the top goal scorer there. So I can't blame him. He's not playing against no big defenders. He's playing who is in front of him. So who is in front of him, you have to play them, and he showed that he's top. So based on that, you understand, definitely warrant a call up. You understand? Because he's playing in the top league in the Jamaican football. And if you're playing in the top league in Jamaica, you score the most goal and you can't get a call up. That means that something is wrong. You understand? Something is definitely wrong. You understand? Yeah. Something is definitely wrong. So we have to look at that and say, yeah, he might do something to call him. All right. So you got called up for
what? You didn't answer that question. Yeah. Where you rank him? Where you put him? Like below Shamar, where you rank him? Like give me the top.
No, but I'm not going to put him. He said the thing about it, I can't put him against Shamar because Shamar players he playing against is better than the players that are in the JPL.
Yeah.
So I cannot rank him. Yeah, more I cannot put him where Shamar is. Maybe he don't even get a half a chance. Maybe him not to steal the goals. You understand? So I can't. You said that's why.
When we want from you to say like him a 4th choice or a 5th choice.
No,
as related to the strikers.
Well, no,
we have no.
Yeah, as I said before, I say you have to put it in context. He's playing against his peer and he's top of his peer. So that one, if you put it, I can't put him against the striker because every striker is playing. The strikers that we have are playing against somebody, different opponents, and then you have to go look on the league. You understand? If that league is better than that league, and if that league is better than that league, you understand? And then you can do the comparison and say, yeah. If Shamar Nichols to get into League One, we score. All right, if Shamar Nichols to drop in the JPL, how much goal do you think Shamar Nichols would have scored in the JPL? Come on.
We can't check. This is how much he scored before.
Yeah.
How much he scored before. I don't think he was ever leading goal scorer.
But he has ground. He can go rush on the tier person.
Yeah, he can go rush. So you expect a better player, right?
He get a better player. And right now, Shamar Nicholson is the leading goal scorer for the Jamaica team in the World Cup qualification. As we speak, he is. He has the most goals. You understand? So he's you can't do the comparison right now.
It's going to be a battle for him. It's going to be a battle. But I think he's in the team right now.
It's not going to be a battle. We are making it feel like it's a battle because Warner Brown coming to the team and did well against the opposition. He because he earned a penalty, and also in the second leg he scored. You understand? So he did well. He did well. No, yeah, he did well. You understand? But let's see him again. Let's put him in the Unity Cup against better opposition. Not the Trinidad team, but better opposition in either Nigeria or Ghana. You understand? Because yeah, we're playing our best team. How much time we play Trinidad? How much time we beat them? You understand? We're playing our best team. Our best team. So.
But you say one something doing a league. If we have a league and the best player are the leading goal scorer in and around the team, maybe not the ace team, but maybe the B side.
Right.
That's not possible. Why sense?
Yeah,
what
is sense? So why they are playing? Why are they playing?
You understand? Why they are playing? If there's nothing to there's a look for contracts, so there's no international future.
Right. So
and CC would like this, Not so CC. I think what I'm saying is that we have a local league. If the best players or the top players are not getting a look in, what's the sense? And again, people, I'm not saying they should.
I don't say just give them a try.
Maybe the B team.
Yeah,
maybe the B team, the very best.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. But me say that is the problem, Eddie. I think when it comes on to it, it's almost like people don't understand that the country has a league. Like we can always advocate, say we want it to be better, and we don't want it to be of a higher standard. We want the standard to get better and better and better. But it's almost like if they see one player out of the Jamaica Premier League in the national colours, it's because of a contract. No, it doesn't have to really be because of a contract. And two things can be true too. You playing for the national team can help you get a contract. But it doesn't mean so because you're JPL. If he's a USL player, it can help you. If you're a League One player, it can help you. It can help any player get a contract.
Help anybody.
When you're playing international football. It helps everybody. However,
and we are going to need them.
No, hold on. This is the problem I have. All right. If we find a 1 and 2 exceptional ballers from out of
the play baller.
1 and 2 ballers, exceptional, out of the top tier in the program, I don't have a problem. But when I see an influx coming in, that's where I have the problem. Because I know there's not an influx. I know that there's not an influx. I know that there is not an influx. There's not an influx of JPL baller that should be in the national team. There's not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's not an influx of baller that is performing in the JPL should be in the national team. But a player like Warner Brown he got a shot against St. Vincent and he proved his worth. I think he deserve another call up. Just like when Maggie they played one game and we give him another shot and we give him another shot, he failed miserably. You understand? He played miserably. Yeah. So give him another shot.
Yeah, but watch out.
The very best, the standout players. We need to see them. Give them a chance.
Give them a chance.
We discard them. Get somebody else.
You understand?
The problem that I think the team finds itself in a lot of times is that we don't have a set core of players that have established themselves in the team. And sometimes people are going to say, yes, we have a core of player who will keep on choosing, But I talk a core of player that has kept on performing. Like we can say, these 7 players always performing. So because they're always performing, they're always in the team. I build the team around them. So I think that has been really the problem because you need to have a group of players who perform, and then you bring players around them, complement them because nobody is a fixture in a national team. If we just giving an example, you have teams like Brazil where I don't think you have 10 players that have 100 cap for Brazil that have played 100 games, which means that every game is precious. Every game you play for the country is precious. So you will play for a country 25 times and never play again. You will play for a country 1 time and never play again because of the competitive nature of international football. So for me, but if you have a set group of players who they always perform, so you have a Blake who come, a Pinnock who come, and they are consistently putting on performances, then you would build the team around them. I think that is where the coach probably would have struggled to say, here what, I want to find a spine where I have 2 proper midfielder, 2 proper central defender, have the keeper and 2 proper center forward, and then I just build out around that. So I think because of that now we are always in as I say, we always in flux, in motion, trying to get a midfielder, trying to get a centre back, trying to get a forward. So if you're trying to get centre back, forward, and midfielder, that means the team has no spine. Because if we're always looking to replace what is in the spine down the center of the park, then what are we really doing? Because what we should probably be doing is having complementary pieces coming in and around in the wide areas, winger, and then other forwards to come and compete for. But we always have that problem because we're always saying we have midfield problem, we have centre back problem, and I think that is basically why we always finding ourselves with different 23. We're not seeing players really play 15 or 20 games together. So I think that's one of our major problems.
All right, so Football Guru will give this wonderful comment. CC, Jamaica doesn't have that luxury. Most of our players are not sure starter for their club. No, let's put this on a different aspect. CC, I like Football Guru, I like that comment. All right, the last time we play USA, it was the commentator who was saying that most of our players, when we play against USA, we got that whopping. They're saying that the Jamaican team has players, but the players are not starters for their club. They are coming off the bench. And does this affect them when it comes on to the World Cup qualification, having not getting enough game times, playing against some people that having a lot of game times? You understand? We'll look on a Bobby Reid. Bobby Reid is not a starter. You understand? We see Leon Bailey sometimes he start, sometimes he not start. You understand? Damaya Gray is the same thing. You understand? Isaac wasn't playing. You know, so we have some players in the team who are depending on are not really starters for their team. You think this can affect Eddie? You think this can affect our playing time going forward?
It's not a matter of can affect it. It actually is affecting the team.
Okay.
There's a lot of players, as I said, not getting regular game time, and these are players. These are elite players. These are the players that we look forward to help us win games. These are the top players. And remember, there's a gap. There's little to no competition in the team. So these set players are guaranteed their starting spots. Whether they play good or not, Tigat and CC, they're going to in the team. And I think that's a problem because when they're not on best form, we are going to struggle as a team. There's nobody there to push them. We need to be a deeper squad that have more players to push these top players. And I think if we do narrow that gap, we're going to continuously get these subpar performances, especially against the bigger teams.
And CC, what you have to say about that? The players who are not starting for their team. If they're included in the Jamaica team, should they be starting? Although we have no choice.
We don't have any. All right, so put it like this: we don't really have any choice because when you see a lot of us when we're talking about players, even the players that we're talking about, they are fringe players for other countries. So they are fringe England players. People don't like that, but that is what it is. They are fringe England players, and then some of them are fringe players for their clubs. Sometimes we would get players that aren't. If they are in the championship, they are more likely to start. But if we are talking about a player from the Premier League,
hold on. See, more give me some clarification. What do you mean by they are fringe players? The players.
Bobby Reid is a fringe player now.
Okay, because he's not starting.
He's not starting, so he's a fringe player, and he would have been a fringe player for England, which means yes, he's technically on their radar, but he's like 5th, 6th, or 7th on the depth chart. So technically, he's a fringe player right there. And some of these players, they would have played a lot of games when they were young for their teams in like championship and so. But the older they get, is the less games some of them are getting. But we don't have the luxury. We don't have the luxury of necessarily not saying starting them because they still have more experience and more top level experience than a lot of the players that we would have had even if some of those players would have been starting. That's why we need the mixture of the experienced players, and then that's why we need to get the younger players. You got people always talking like them say the mother seal, the splat, the cover. These guys, people are talking about the younger heritage players, because the younger players are getting more game time than the older players. So if the younger players are getting more game time than the older players and starting for their team, then when those players come, it would benefit us much more than an older 29-year-old that is not really getting much game time, even though they would have a lot of experience.
Yeah, so see, you use some word and always get the people in the comments wicked. You understand? Football Guru said, why you call them French players? Duras said Bobby Reid is a French player. You understand? Yeah. Since when? They're really upset asking these things. You understand? But anyway, people, that is CC's opinion. You understand? And everybody have a right to voice their opinion. You understand? Yeah. So we can't, if him says something, that's how him feel. You understand? We just have to just say, oh, we too.
Man, say Bobby is a French player.
You understand? So that is what CC opinion. You understand?
For Leicester City, people for Leicester City matter, not for Jamaica.
You understand? But anyway, so I think definitely I think our because even if we're talking about, I say we're talking about Joel Latibody. His team played. He was playing for Coventry for the last 3 games. He was playing centre back for the last 3 games. And on the last game, I thought he would be involved. Last game, which is a very crucial game, he wasn't involved. And it make me to think now, if when they get to the EPL, would Joel Latibody have a place in Coventry? I don't know. You understand? I really don't know. But let's wait and see. You understand? As where CC call them French players. So
People about to kill him, man. About to kill him.
So we know what
all right, here what I say. I'm going to show you an example.
Go ahead.
There's
Bring up the
38 games.
definition.
Yeah, there's 38 games. I'm not even going to give him a definition. I'm just show them something. There's 38 games in the Premier League. Bobby Reid has played 23 games for Leicester City, averaging 32 minutes per game. So he's played 741 minutes for the entire season in a 38-game season. Is that player a starter in his team?
But CC, that can be due to a number of factors. You understand? It can due to a number of factors of injury. You understand? Right now he's out for the rest of the season. You understand? How many times he's been injured for the season? It can be a matter of the formation the coach is playing and he's not fit for that formation. It can be a matter of a lot of things. You understand? It can be a factor.
All right, so let me put it. The definition is for French players, someone who gets occasional opportunity to play in the first team and earn more minutes if they impress enough, but largely accepts their place at the bottom end of the squad.
No, that is not true. That is not true.
So Bobby accept him play.
No, Bobby Reid is not a French player for Leicester, although he's not playing, because I feel Bobby Reid coming on and starting and contribute and letting them win.
All right, people like
up the stream.
Hold on.
Hold
on, I give a better definition before you make a speech.
But that definition that you give, I would not say Bobby Reid is a French player. Let me hear a different definition. Go ahead.
A player who is not a regular starter or a key part of the team's primary lineup. That is Bobby Reid.
All right. So I think, as I say, the Bobby Reid started some game and he played some integral part in the setup. You understand? Some games not start, yes, but it kind of put the borderline for me. And I definitely will not call him a French player. But anyway, to each his own.
Would you call him a bench player?
All right. We have Travis Spencer. Hold on. We have Travis Spencer joining us. Travis, big up yourself. I think you're giant. Well, I know Travis.
Why you so biased, Tigat? Why you so biased, Tigat?
See, that to make me introduce you good. You have to make me introduce you good, Mr. Presser. Eh? All right.
Yeah, man. Introduce, man. Big up CC and big up Eddie. But Tigat, listen to me.
Yeah.
Stop making excuses. Listen to Tigat. Bobby is one of my favorite players. See, we play for Jamaica. We're loyal to Jamaica. We're core. Sorry, saying out injured. So our next player get a chance now. We step up. Just ask Messom. Maybe God can tell you the rest. That is football for you.
Yeah, that's
see? What I say now? Bobby, they are full of so good. Your contract run down, you say you want to get a better, one different. Bobby should stay full of brother. Oh, old boy, William, still they are full of. Bobby Garner Leicester, got on bench captain. Well, last Bobby get a good run again with Leicester, brother. As one of Jamaica's senior, most consistent player for we. What we have.
You would have still be in the Premier League too.
Easily.
No, but Presser. He wasn't getting game time. That's why he left Fulham and got to Leicester.
No, man. No, yeah, man, that's wrong. Check again.
No, Bobby wasn't. No, man.
Bobby get yes. Yeah, but he could have negotiate for reunion back. How they take back 36-year-old Fulham? William. Fulham team competitive just like a Villa, a Palace. Let's see if we boy barely not even get a game today.
Well, Presser. You can't compare William to a Bobby Reid.
No, man, William are 36, man. Bobby are 31. Age difference.
No, but player-wise, William's a star. Yeah,
but that was them, Tigat. We are talking about now. Bobby a Jamaica star. International. William play for Brazil, sir.
Yeah, of course.
I think it boils along to this, you know. I think it boils along to this, Bobby. I think I decided to make him move.
Yeah, but some of the time, Eddie, when I say money not important, but some of the time, game time is more important. What more I say now? And see, YouTube, yeah, the people in Empire, there's a bias. You remember when Damian Lowe now get no game time? Yeah. And Lowe is being consistently paying for his club, you know. And for a big defender, you know. Ethan Pinnock hardly play for Brentford, you know. Nobody now come and talk that, you know. But Mechanic Lowe now get no game. YouTube with a pop down. I mean, that's a big Damian Lowe fan, you know. I'm sure that's why I'm telling you all the while. It's me who reason football. Paya, we don't depend on one Jamaica business. Because God, Jamaica still go watch my country and support it. Because man, them two biased and one-sided, only certain with the players. Heritage players always have excuses for them. So we realize YouTube stay. And Lowe has been playing consistently for in clubs, starting. And our big defender, Pinnock, hardly can play at Brentford.
But Pinnock is injury, you know.
Eddie, when I talk before injury, sir. Before injury recently, he was on the bench.
Reggae Boyz supporters, Reggae Boyz and girls supporters. They say,
no, man, Issa Allen, that's it. No, I ain't from Issa Allen. Issa Allen is terrible. Issa Allen is terrible. So him can't tell me nothing. We know for them one-sided and as heritage players alone them think about and talk about.
No, but
when we have support that is that both are P19. And when you live on farm, because we don't have a luxury like some other countries. And see I pick up Flemings and East. We don't do them, man. I gang and 9 man them. All right, the time done, brother.
All right.
Them man the time done, CC.
Hold on.
May I look on the stats now? Hold
on, Eddie. JC Gouda said this. For Bobby.
Sure.
Hold on, the person himself.
We know JC not going to defend that man. Because he's a heritage player. We know that man. We know that man.
Fulham wasn't offering the length of contract that Leicester won. So he wanted more job security.
Oh yeah, so, but Leicester have a relegation. Bobby love championship, man.
Who would have predicted to Leicester than gone down?
No, he might take a better deal. He might take the bit. We couldn't predict that.
Of course, you're gonna take the better deal. Come on.
To be honest, listen. Bobby Reid taking his money, take your money, you. Because at the end of the day, money.
I don't know, but the man talk about the length of time too. Maybe they might offer him a 2-year contract and him not want a 2-year contract, he want a 4-year contract.
Yeah, because
But
once
people
you
I
reach
don't-
thought
over
31,
30,
I
once you
31,
reach
I go
over
32.
30,
Once
T
over
got
30,
that
then no, I give
yeah.
you
Hold on,
contract.
hold on.
Then no, I get a big contract.
Why you gonna offer? That's why you're going to security person. Because you know your age. So why you gonna take a 2-year contract or a 1-year contract? You know,
But he not play consistent like when they are Fulham.
no, but that is that no. Yeah, that's why
you
Fulham,
say good
and that's
money,
why you go to
sometimes things
somebody
happen.
else. That's why you go to somebody else. Oh, on that one. Oh,
A 2-year Fulham offer him and something offer
all
him
right,
3
so
years.
hold on,
True, okay.
Fulham
Well,
offer
I
him
would say
2
job
years.
hold on,
security then.
And Leicester
hold
offer him
on, no
3 years.
man. Hold on, no man. All right, we have in the building Hunter Sports. You understand? Big up yourself, Hunter Sports in the building. Big up yourself, Hunter Sports in the building.
Big
So
up, big
Hunter
up.
Sports. All right. So what you have to say about the discussion, Hunter Sports?
Travis have a narrative. That's me have to say.
No, man, listen to me, no, man. When the Reggae Boyz, girls and supporter club, you know, not the way to do. I mix up business on the man. I'm telling you that straight.
What you talk about? What you
No,
talk about, brother?
I'm telling you that straight. Come here, I'm
Man,
not supposed to be on the same platform. You see me have I don't know, brother. You don't realize that. So me have I don't know. You don't see that.
what you
Oh,
talk about, bro?
All right, that's me. I say. Since me have been narrative, let's do it, me narrative.
Travis, I take the thing personal now, man. We
Yes,
ain't got
man.
time.
It is very personal for me. Let me tell you that straight. Very personal.
All right, so we don't want it to get
Yeah, let me
personal.
tell you that.
We don't want it to get personal. All right, people. All right, Travis, Hunter Sports, Eddie, and CC.
You want me to show you?
All right, so
Let me show you my screen.
go ahead. Yeah, you say you're going to do something. Go ahead.
Come up.
No.
You have to add it in.
Yes, the same man can't get back game from Vanderberg. And the man is the big defender for Brentford. Hey, man. Too much excuse, man, for big player, them, man. Too much excuse.
Just add.
So,
Just add Tiga.
so, ask you a question. Trevi, you say nobody not talk about Damian Lowe. Me not understand what you mean by that. Oh, you know nobody not talk about Damian Lowe, Travis. Damian Lowe are one of the informed defender them. Right now, we must start.
People. People. Hold on the key, man. With us. So game week 16 against Chelsea, the last game he played before he get the injury. Right? So the injury take him out until game week 25 and make him come back against West Ham.
Ed, who you talking about?
Ethan Pinnock.
Okay. Let the people know so we're talking about.
Play some game now again and go up to the 30th, game week 30. And from that, him lose him spot. From game week 30. So him not play 31, 32, 33, 34. So that's how they with Ethan Pinnock.
All right, so
and
Jason said
the kind of
that he's not injured, him just can't get back in game.
All right, that's that.
All right, so there you go with Ethan Pinnock. So Ethan Pinnock lose him spot. You understand? Ethan Pinnock. All right.
However, well, I know. However,
Go ahead.
Ethan Pinnock is not a French player, unlike Bobby Reed.
But
Yeah,
Ethan
because
Pinnock, but Ethan Pinnock just lose him game a while ago.
No, that's why I was saying to you that Ethan Pinnock was starting multiple games, like he was the starter.
Okay.
Bobby Reed hasn't really been the starter in Leicester.
No. He still have credit. He still have credit in the bank.
That is why I'm saying to you that we can't turn our backs on players. And I think if you really look into it, I mean, next season is coming up. I guess you can have a good pre-season coming into leading up to the season. That's how football works. So you go out injured, you come back, and a player steps up and end up probably a fringe player starting to get more game time and keep you out of the starting lineup. And then you have to recoup and come back again. But for me, when I made the statement, I was just saying that a lot of our players aren't really starting. That's why we need to look at the younger players, the ones that are starting, the ones that we should be getting to come and play for Jamaica. Madasil, all of those guys, they are younger, they are starting, they are more likely to get game time than the older ones. Not saying phase out the older ones because they would have more experience, but mix the younger players in with the older players. Bobby Reed have a whole lot of experience playing for Jamaica, right? And other players too. So you ideally want the younger players to come in and Bobby Reed and those guys be the senior players to them. And by the time they become the senior players now, the next set of youngsters coming to them, you have continuity. Because we can't just get up and restructure the team and bring in pure youngsters who doesn't understand anything about CONCACAF.
Okay, all right. So welcome again, the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Guna. Jason, before you say anything, you understand? Before you say anything, yeah, Eddie, we know some the Arsenal supporter. You understand? More ask to tone a question, yes. How long Arsenal sitting
This
down?
is not about.
Hold on, man. How long Arsenal is sitting? Hold on, man.
Come off a stream.
How long Arsenal sitting in
Come
the second position? No, back in the second position, brother. Second position, no.
No, man. We are gateway. Third and fourth, we are finished.
We don't want a second. Brother, man.
Jason, I know you come talk about.
Yeah, big up.
Go ahead.
Look. I think Travis is so insistent upon like creating a divide. It's crazy. I am talking about Ethan Pinnock being benched, and the man is telling me I am defending Pinnock. Like, him don't even read what I say, just through my name, Jason Guna. I may have a certain address. The man think we can't reason the thing without being biased. It's like, it's incredible. I literally say Bobby is a fringe player in my estimation at this current time. So how is that defending a heritage player? Isn't that the truth? I said that Ethan Pinnock lose the game to Vandenberg. People saying in the chat that he's injured, and I'm saying he's not injured. He came back, played, wasn't playing so well, and he lost the spot to the other young man who was playing when he was injured, and him don't get it back. So how is that defending anything? Travis, listen what me I say and stop assume what me I go say. Please. May your CC complain about this all the time as a local person where I try to break down the thing. Him say people say me only can talk a certain way because I live a certain way. Yes. And it's not true. Sometimes when CC talk, he might beat local, he might beat everybody. But because him live there, people say he can't do it. And the same thing Travis said to me, because every comment me make so far, me I agree with what Travis is saying, and the man say me I defend people. Me not understand this, man.
I'm a preemptive, man. I'm a preemptive. They say because even the comment that you make about Bobby Reed, you're being fair. Like you said, the guy is not injured. He just lost his spot. But you never really. We weren't saying he's a fringe player because we understand. Say he was a starting player, lose him spot, maybe he can win it back. As opposed to Bobby Reed, who weren't starting any time, wasn't really starting during the season. So it's two different scenarios.
And
so you're busy.
The reason why
Pesa, mute.
And a lot of the times, this same situation we're going now with Travis and me, and we cause it ourselves, because we're not listening to each other,
Yeah,
brother, me agree with almost everything the man said, and the man still. See you next one day. Just defend it, brother. Just listen and reason, no man, and stop cuss.
Yeah, big up float management. People smash the like button. Kimo.
Yeah.
Your time, boss.
For me personally, Pinnock has been consistent over the past couple of seasons, and even this season, just in recent games, in depth on the bench. You understand? I don't know for what reason. It could be for competition, or it could be a little off. Him could have been off with maybe him confidence or the consistency, or maybe him have a slight niggle. We don't know. But we have to split justice. You understand? And same way like how you gonna say that you have to look on the facts. The man has been consistent. And him, every time you're looking at the starting 11, yeah, sipping up. And at less than 10 games, the man up on the bench for. And now man have a big hurrah now. I say if I did Damian Low, and this is like a man I wait for a Jamaican downfall to make youth comparison. But everybody gonna think the same, yeah, man. But we have to be realistic with how we think and we compare and we scrutinize certain things. And I believe we do that. Because me believe in the best players playing for the country. And the players who are playing at the highest level.
That word there.
And the thing is, right, I was gonna say to add to that, right? That is the part where we're going to always have disagreements because if you put 10 coach in a room and you say 40 player, pick your 11 out of the 40. You know, say 10 of the coach them, a 10 different team might pick, you know.
Yeah.
And that's fine, that's normal. But I'm saying, don't assume because of my address that I'm going to sound a certain way or talk a certain way. Especially if you see me talk, I mean, nah, say what you think more than say. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And I hope I don't do that to anyone else because I try not to, right? But what I have said today in this chat, I don't understand why anybody could have said me a defend or do anything. Literally, me put facts in the chat about what's going on and my thoughts on it. And because I say Pinnock not injured and him get benched, that don't mean him not to play for Jamaica. That's not the conversation. I'm just pointing out that people saying injury, he's not injured right now. He's not.
Jason, man. All of you guys, you know, misunderstand what me are saying. I don't believe say me a bash Pinnock in a one way. All I'm simply saying, how we are in this space when it come out to few players whether local or heritage. What I'm simply saying, when Damien wasn't playing, he would all over YouTube, Damien now play and this and that. I'm just use Pinnock as a reference who is not playing and Damien is playing consistently and nobody now sit down and say Damien not playing. That's all I simply said.
Fair enough. And all I'm saying is this.
That's all I simply said. So now when we say I come to you, that I'm referring all these people, but them stay all the while. You are one I personally will always balance. That's why me and you, when you disagree, if you agree, anyway, me and you always all right. Because you one I personally will always balance. So I come on YouTube. Me and you go at it and we fine with that. But I'm simply saying some of the persons them you can know directly and just out for some players. Right. Look, me I tell CC now. CC said Flemings I play well and East them. And I'm me a Jamaican, we're born here. And me I say CC, we don't with them man, they can get a 9 man them. Give the players a chance.
So Travis, tell me something. Who are the 9 players? Who is the gang of 9? You can name them?
We know them. Some of them still like you. Some of them like
well, that's why me I ask Travis because we know some of them and they still like you. Right. So why them certain man them? But you understand my point though, Travis? Like why is it that them man they are the one them in 9 where you have to cuss and have to say them can't come back, but then we have man from the same 9 in the team from long time.
But those players are do something why them that's why the JFF whatever at the time reconcile with them. To me, why East and Flemings get no call something drastically, them do something out of the ordinary more than the rest. Okay. Why them out of the team and Speedy Williams again too. Jamaica football all politics, you know, Jason, for every level, you know.
Well, that's why this whole argument where we have and divide each other, it don't even matter because we not control none of them things. We not control over them politics something.
Yeah, because Jason, when we involved in football like myself, yeah, we can tell you. Because we do already go with more pleasant. Me here from Sunday, from me go and watch it. Go watch more pleasant than movie. Just from
back in February, me know. From
still going to play the game. The one that never depended. The one that never depended. Yeah, that's that. We don't really want going on.
By the way, more ask one question now, Tiga.
Go ahead.
Why everybody is afraid to touch? Why everybody is afraid to touch the whole Mount Pleasant issue?
No, because
CC, CC. The 2 players in question, you know. The players were something, you know, transferred, you know. But then wait for the work permit. The 2 players in question to come last. And then club go play them, you know. When them in a 8 year, you know. Tell me what more players can do about them. So that's why I can't go take it over.
But remember,
the club can't just play.
Negligence can't be a defense, you know. So even though them never know, that it don't matter. If you sign
Yes, no.
players and they
Fair
end
enough,
up playing
Jason.
for
Fair
someone
enough.
else,
Fine.
you
Fair enough.
can't say, yo, me never know. So you
Yeah.
can't do nothing to me. No, that's not a
But
defense.
why
Why?
first in question where report it now? Why him know all along? Why do it know when it illegal consequence when it gives them tomorrow? And that the part of me not understand. If you know from when do it from
Well,
then, no brother.
well, me can't answer that. I'm gonna ask them and
And
that.
that
All
first in
right,
question,
hold
that
on. All right. Press up, press up, press up, press
yeah.
up. All right, you see that's a different conversation. We have
That's
to
a
talk
different
about
show
that.
that, you know.
Yeah, that's
A
a
different
different
show that, you
show.
know.
But we're gonna talk about that.
And just for
Hold
the
on.
record, I wasn't afraid to talk about it. I did a whole show on it. So
Yeah,
if you don't want
right.
to hear about it, watch the show. I mean.
All right, definitely. So that's a different show right now. You understand? And that is
Yeah.
politics where down the middle now go do and vision now go do. You understand? We're gonna leave that politics out. Let them deal with it. Let them deal with
Yeah,
that politics.
we have two more
So,
quick topics, gents. Two
all right,
more
so
quick topics. before we
what's the
leave.
next topic we're going because that's what we have what's the next topic, Eddie?
Two topics. We have to talk about the sponsorship and what
Yeah.
that have to do with it. All that
And then
affects
I
it.
also have to deal with the CONCACAF. Very importantly, the CONCACAF, the World Cup qualification that is next, right around the corner. The World Cup qualification, it is out. You understand? I know that some of you guys have know what is going on. So we're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with that quick and fast. So Eddie, talk about the sponsorship and why we get the CONCACAF thing up and running. So
Yeah,
what
man. So
type of
I know a lot of you guys already said the thing, big affair since week. Sponsorship. The JFF got some sponsorship for the World Cup qualifications for the boys. So the likes of ATL, Stewart's Automotive, St. Mary's Banana Chips, Just Bet. Anybody else? Yeah, them three there on board right now. So they're going to pump some money into the program. Help the boys with the hotel accommodation business. Help them
which
with
is good.
which is very good. Help them with also we're looking at flying. Transportation is very important as well. Refreshments, the water and all of that. So big up to all of the sponsors that are on board. But what I want to say, the sponsors alone not going to make us qualify for the World Cup. I hear my cricket saying that we will qualify, we will. We need to take with time first. No will business. You know what I mean? We need the fans. We need the fans. I think the 11 men, or 11 man, whatever them call it, very important.
12, 12,
You make,
12,
you know,
12,
make
12,
12 man, yeah,
12.
12 man, yeah, 12. So no matter all the sponsorship in the world, we need the support from the fans. I think that's even more important for me. We need the support. If we don't get the support, we're not going to make it to the World Cup. I don't know if you have you guys, but what they want to say about that. Start with CC.
And the support. I mean, as I say, the sponsorship is great. I mean, they brought in a marketing manager. Before this, we never really saw much things. So I think
Mm-hmm.
the fact that they got sponsorship, like it obviously they got something right. The young lady that they brought in, she must be doing a good job because previous to this, it was years before we saw any real sponsorship with the Jamaica national team. And then now we have seen multiple sponsorship back to back to back. So
Yeah. Big
kudos
up
to
Avery. Big
yeah,
up
man, big up
Avery.
Jeffrey. I think she's doing her work. So the next part of it too is to just do the right thing so we can get the fans in the stadium because, as you say, as you rightfully outlined, fans in the stadium creating that energy, creating that intensive environment helps the team in terms of the 12th man. And not necessarily only fans in the stadium because a lot of the times we go to the stadium, we don't really cheer. And I think that's one of the things the fans them need to look at and say, oh, are we really putting the pressure on the opposition? Because the opposition feels sometimes like they are playing at home. So yes, we want the fans in the stadium, but we want the fans cheering, making noise, creating that excitement, giving the boys them the energy to go on. Like if they go 1-0 down or if they're leading 1-0, pumping that energy non-stop in the stadium. So I think that is the next step. And I mean, we understand our culture, because sometimes we don't want to say it. We are Waganese culture, So if we start be successful, the fans them will come, but the fans them have to kind of let go some of that attitude there and know say they are an integral part of Jamaica qualifying for the World Cup as well.
Bona.
Yeah, agreed. The sponsorship alone won't get us there over the line, of course. But I will say this: I think the trajectory of the fan and the turnout has been going in the right direction. If you look at like the last few games, of course, it was a little bit less. I think that was due to the opponent when you're talking about St. Vincent. But even the boys said that it was still a good atmosphere. But again, we'll be back in the National Stadium, which is a lot more seats. So that momentum of turnout need to continue. I think for the USA game, it was very good. And for the game prior to that, it was very good. So as long as they can keep that momentum going, I think we'll be okay in terms of the fans. It's going in the right direction. And as CC said, even though we have a culture that you would say people maybe wait until we start winter turnout, the good thing that you can say is you have seen, even without the winning, like in the last few windows, because it's not like we've been winning a bunch of games before those, and we saw a lot more people come out. So whatever the JFF and 876 and all the marketing people are doing, they just need to continue. And it will only get better from here because, I know that Jamaicans really value the World Cup. And so since we have a lot of World Cup qualifiers coming up, I don't believe that fan turnout will be so much of a problem. But that don't mean we have to rest on our laurels. We have to keep it moving and keep it going, new initiatives, and just try to keep the turnout going. But I like the direction it's headed. So I think we're on a good path in the fan department.
Tiga, we need players to do Tiga.
Yeah,
the
man.
fans important, but we need players, though.
Yeah, the fans important. We need players because that's as I put up this comment. Football guru say we want JFF to make much effort getting a center forward.
Yeah,
players
yeah.
to fill the weakness that worries the fans, and that is true. You understand? We definitely need a center forward. You understand? So we know that Mikel Antonio is out. I would definitely need somebody, a clinical forward. You understand? To put the ball in the back of the net. So we need, once Jamaica start winning now, I don't think there's no problem that the fans will come out. You understand? Now we can't win by some mere one love, Yeah, and we have to start to have some big score. Yeah, the fans will definitely come. We see the stadium rocking.
We ever drop them big score, the fans?
No, we have to drop them. Anybody come in front of us. You understand? We have to roll the boat and roll it over them. You understand? If Virgin Islands in the way, we have to just roll it over them. Guatemala in the way, we have to just roll the boat. We have to just roll the boat. You understand? I roll it over any side that face the Jamaican team. All right. Now, with that said, we're going straight into the World Cup qualification. All right. Somebody asked me to do this for them. All right. So the CONCACAF has confirmed. This was published on May 1st, I must say. So maybe some of you, the sports intellect, have already know what is going on. The CONCACAF has confirmed the scheduling for the region of the men's FIFA World Cup qualification matches will take place in June. You understand? The second round concludes with 30 matches from June 4 to 10. You understand? Group winners and group runners-up will progress to the final round, and the final round is scheduled for June 12. All right? So definitely, I'm just going to put this on screen for everybody to see it, and so they know what is going on. I'm going to share my screen right about now. All right. So there we are. So this is what is going on right now. All right. So it shows us Jamaica will be playing on Saturday, the 7th. Jamaica will be playing the British Virgin Islands. We all know that 3 o'clock. You understand? And then we will play them back on Tuesday. We will play them back on Tuesday in the National Stadium. That is the 10th. So definitely this is the schedule for all the games that will be played, the 30 games that will be played. You understand? From the 4th of June to the 10th of June. You understand? So, and then, it's the second round will kick in. The second round will kick in June 12th. And then that is the most important role. So, amidst what we're talking about, Unity Cup, the most important thing for us right now is the World Cup qualification. Now, this is where I want to see the Jamaican team right now.
Yeah. And to avoid Panama playing Panama or Costa Rica, we need to beat BVI and Guatemala. That is what is in front of us. Right now. We need to beat those two.
I think if my correction is I think they do it by points, FIFA ranking points. The scheduling for the second round. I think that's how they do it. So even if it depends on how we in the ranking, that all will be scheduled to
be ahead of Honduras.
Yeah,
from the June ranking, we need to be ahead of Honduras.
So definitely, people, we're looking forward to the World Cup, but definitely, I'm looking forward for the World Cup qualification. You understand? Best players them out there playing, and we really want to know one love. We want like a 3. You understand? 3-zip, 4-zip, comfortable win. Back in the stadium, people. This is where we want a big win against Guatemala. You understand? 4 love to give the fans something. The fans have not get nothing in the stadium yet. You understand? We need to clear
some banana chips and something.
Yeah, we need to clear. We definitely need to claim back the office. You understand? Presser, I like that. I like that presser. BVI, I get about 6 and Guatemala I get 3. You understand? I like that. So that is good. I like that. So, gentlemen, we're looking forward to the goal, not the Gold Cup, the World Cup qualification. What says you? Do we need all the players? Because when it comes on to the World Cup qualification and certain teams, they always say they don't need certain players. Do we need everybody there when they play against DVI? Eddie.
What you mean, man? We need everybody. We need look. I got a scare versus St. Vincent. I'm gonna want have no more scare. So you know what I mean. So we need everybody. We need the full strength team to play BVI and also Guatemala. We don't want to take no chance. We can't play with the World Cup team. We don't want to take no chance.
Definitely. So we need the best center forward out there. The best player. Jason.
Greenwood, everybody.
Yeah, if he's ready, we need Greenwood up in pretty good DVI.
We need the Transformers. We need Superman. We need
man.
We need everybody.
We need Batman. We need Wonder Woman. We need everybody. You understand? Out there. We need everybody. We need the super friends.
Look, if people still don't realize how important it is to get everyone, I want to think about the World Cup qualifiers before the Copa America last year.
Definitely.
You remember how those games went?
Yeah.
And you remember how the coach was saying, boy, the people need more time, and we're gonna let them get this extra time. Mm-hmm. And we took for granted the opponents, and we beat Dominica, right? But we barely get by Damrep at home, but it was a struggle. You know what I'm saying? So we need to look at that, and if we need any more reason to make sure we're strong, then we just need to look at those last 2 World Cup games that we played last summer, because we were thinking that the squad we were taking into that window would be sufficient. Right. And even though we got the points, it was still, we don't need to be so nervous in games like that. Especially that second game in Dominica when we traveled there. Even though we're up 3-0, once it went 3-2 and it's 10-minute lead, we're like, damn, hurry up and blow it off, ref, and we don't want to go through that again.
Right, yeah, we're back in fingernails, you understand?
But they were asking a question,
Go ahead.
You hear the Asafa thing, right?
So I leave from football, God, I'm running.
No, man, I type back to football.
Go ahead.
The retired athletes must get a thing from the association. They must get money. They end up having a 9 to 5. You think if it was football, you'd expect the retired football, say the team that went to 98, would they still deserve money up to today? Because that's an argument, once you do well for the country, you're entitled to X amount of money. You're not supposed to can work at 9 to 5.
All right.
What do you think about that?
Well, when we think about that, I think Asafa, sometimes Asafa really go.
So hold on,
go.
Eddie, that's what you got from what he said, that they don't need to work no more for life.
No, but he said they don't need. Remember, no, in one of the interviews, he said him no want to them have to work 9 to 5. So I'm thinking everybody do that.
No, but
Even the
what?
great Wayne Rooney, him go look at job, him go look at coaching job, I'm go work on TV.
Hold
He
on,
must do
but
something else. Him
Eddie,
can't
Eddie,
expect to live off
Eddie,
of Jamaica.
Eddie. All right.
And that me get from it, you know. Him
All
can't
right,
expect
hold
to
on.
live
All right,
off of
let's
Jamaica.
let's look at the
This
football.
this sound like
Hold on,
PvP site, man.
hold on. All right, so you have to go wait. Can you just
It
join
is
back? All right, you're just trying. All right, so let's look at this. All right, so the footballers have contracts overseas, right? All the national players have contracts overseas, and they're earning millions of dollars. And I'm sure that they're not giving JFF none of the money what they're making because it's their money.
Exactly.
And then the JFF call them. The JFF maybe don't pay them, but they get something. You understand? They get something. They get a slide pen or they get something, and then play. And when they go to the World Cup or play this game and got the medal, it go on them resume. So when they negotiate on them contract, they get more money. You understand? So why when you don't play your football, you understand? And you get your contract, your millions of dollars a contract, and then you don't play your football, you expect the JFF now. We don't have the money. We are think of for building up new players. They're supposed to support you. That's not right. Remember, you get your millions of dollar
You
contract.
get your money, you save, you have your business, do something for your retirement. You can't expect a next man to do that for you.
How many times have you played for Jamaica? You don't play for Jamaica.
But una boil down the argument to the money. I mean, I think that was the main point of what he was
No,
saying,
but
though.
no, but
Where you get from it? Where you get from it?
from?
Where you get from it?
Hold on, the teacher. Me not
No,
talk.
go on, CC, go on. Can be sure. Me know you love them topic, yeah. Go on.
That easy, you know. But it's about the Asafa thing, right?
Yeah.
CC, you well and know. Go on, man.
All right, I'm gonna put it like this, right? A couple of things because number one, I'm gonna just dissect what he said. Number one,
My bro, I not even want to talk about this, but we go on. We give 1 minute or time. Go ahead, go.
number one, you shouldn't. For me, you can't do something and then after the fact now you're going to say, remember personal choices no. You took a personal choice to run for Jamaica. Somebody approach you with millions of dollars, you turn it down, and you say you're choosing to run for Jamaica. You run for Jamaica, and then you're after the fact now you're complaining and said you should have taken the millions and gone elsewhere. So track and field is not a salaried sport, unlike the other sports where people get salary in different, like you get a salary for your club. For
Yeah,
example,
we understand. Just continue.
no man, me know, like say yeah. So for the cricket team, the national federations, they pay cricket countries pay their players who plays for the country. They get a salary from the cricket federation. The football players, they get a match fee because it's talking about your main employer. So the country is not the main employer of Ravel Morrison, of Andre Blake, of Bobby Reed. Their clubs are their main employers. Therefore, they get a stipend, match fee, all of them things there. But when it comes down to like the track and field athletes, Jamaica is not the main employer for them. The only time they run for Jamaica is when they're running at the World Championships or the Olympics. So outside of that, when they're running on the circuit, they're running for themselves. So their main employers are like MVP and they're the clubs that they are. And as a matter of fact, it's an individual sport. So their main employers it's themselves. Them have them agent, them book them races, them go do them race them. They're running for themselves basically. So what the World Championship and the Olympics and it does is that it gives you the platform to market yourself more in terms of getting a better appearance fee and those things. Because you don't get a salary, as I said before, you get prize money through winning races. The Olympics they never used to give prize money until recently. So even if you win an Olympic medal, you're going on with no money from the Olympics outside of your country giving you a stipend. What I take issue with is that whilst we know you can do more, you can give the athletes more support because in terms of training and compensate, training, health, all of those things, we never used to add it before. But then to not talk about what was implemented now. Now you have for the last 10 years insurance for the athletes. So the athletes have medical insurance. Once they sign up with their federation, sign up through it, the government has provided them insurance to what? The tune of 95% from the government, 5% from the federations. So there's that. The Olympic Association said they set aside 300 million towards the next Olympic cycle between 2020 to the 2028 Olympics, which that is going to take care of training, equipments, all of those other things. So you need other little equipments and things. So for me, I think the support that Asafa was talking about was the support like that, providing funds to aid in the training, aid in training and preparation towards competing at the Olympics. Because when you're competing at the Olympics, like, because you're not going to get paid from the country could do something to aid, to take some of the financial burden off of you in terms of your preparations. And I think they have since recently tried to do that in terms of the Olympic Association. The part that I take issue with is when he's saying that when an athlete finishes running career or his athletic pursuits, that person should not need to go to do a 9 to 5. And that is the person's responsibility. When you're in your career, whatever you're doing, you ensure that when you reach a certain age, remember, it's not like if you're doing a regular business career like a doctor and them things, you retire at 60. Sports is a career where the oldest you probably end up playing for some sports is 40. So if you retire at, say, 37 years old, 35 years old, you have the next 50 years to live. So you now have to understand that whatever you make in the 15 years, say you turn pro at 20, whatever you earn during that 15 years, you're setting up yourself to live for the next 50 years. And I think that is where to say you don't need to work a 9 to 5 or all those things, that cannot be the case, because when you're during 35-year-old, you're still young. And if you did track and field, Eddie, I know I'm taking long, so this last minute. If you did track and field, that means you know about track and field more than everybody on this panel.
Yeah. And the average athlete now gonna make enough money to live.
Yeah. What you can do is this. Go into being a track and field agent. Go into being a track and field a manager. Yes. Go into being a trainer. So you can go back into this very same sport that you were in a different capacity. So now you're not a runner, you're a coach. For example, Michael something there, Freighter, he owns a club. So he started his own club, and I think he's the one training the guy, Akeem Blake, if I'm not mistaken. So that means he would have made money in sprinting, but then he would have come over and say, you know what, I need to make more money going towards my future, and started a club. Now he has an athlete. When that athlete sign a contract, he has to get a percentage in terms of how the sponsorship goes. So now he's making money. That athlete is making money. So that is the problem. Life after sports. A lot of these athletes do not set up themselves properly for life after sports. And that is not the government's problem. That is not the federation's problem. That is the athlete's problem.
Yeah,
right. So that was a mouthful. that was a mouthful. Thank you, CC, for
yes,
that.
You want to say something?
Huh?
No, man, you don't have nothing to say.
No, Jets, no. That was a mouthful. So with that being said, you understand, we're gonna thank everybody that was on the panel. Travis Presser on the sports.
Big up.
Jason Guna, CC, Eddie, everybody, big up everybody. Thank you for joining us another Saturday for this episode of Late Tackle. You understand? See you next week when we as we get in closer. That I said, I think next week the 60-man squad will be dropping. I think next week the 60-man squad, if my correction is right.
About middle of the month. About middle of the month.
Middle of the month. I think somebody tell me about the
squad.
No, it's 30. It's 30 days. It's 60. How much? 60 days before. No, 30 days before the start of the competition.
Which competition?
Gold Cup.
No, but what about the squad for the World Cup?
The World Cup squad wouldn't come if we're waiting for that. It's gonna be like 7 days before the games. Yeah, it's gonna be like 7 days.
Okay, so the next one, let me go. Okay.
But I'm saying, but why it's important to note when the Gold Cup 60 is out, is because the man already said in his ideal situation, the team that go World Cup would go to the Gold Cup as well. So that means the name them are going to that.
Definitely.
Exactly. All of the names. Them supposed
So
to
we're
be.
looking out definitely like it be getting closer.
And we expect to see certain names. If we not say
yeah,
names,
we're looking for
you know what I
certain.
mean?
Yeah, we're looking for certain names. You understand? Yeah, we're looking for certain names. So yeah,
And
big
also in terms of looking for certain names, if you look back at the last Gold Cup squad, there were players named in the
yes,
provisional
exactly.
that don't
Exactly.
necessarily start out
Yes,
fully.
yes,
So
got it. The
yeah,
Our
Miami,
next thing.
the
Yeah. I have
Miami
to put them
guy.
in.
Yeah,
I have
the
to put them
Miami.
in.
Voila, the Miami guy. The Free was in it. And Free not.
well, Frey actually have him stuff, so
If
that no
having
matter. I'm
papers now.
I'm talking about a goalkeeper like Korea Dai,
Yeah.
because from what I have understood, he has had some issues with his paperwork and hasn't officially, So I thought when he was on that squad, that mean that he's good in terms of papers. But I found out that the Gold Cup provisional squad does not necessarily have to mean
Medium
that
good.
you
Right.
right.
Yeah, but we just
And
want to certain name on it, and then we're gonna ask the question why. When the comment is why, what is happening? You understand?
but
So
I think if you're close the name I got you on it. If you're close.
yeah, if you're close. So
Yeah, that don't mean them just gonna throw a person name
a
when not there,
random
you
name.
know?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
random
Yeah,
some
yeah,
random
yeah,
name.
yeah.
You understand? A random. Club management is will coming out soon. As Jason said,
What are sure?
the middle of
I can't say that it's a must, but I don't think they would put it that way.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, all right. So there you have it, people. I want to thank you all again for joining us for episode 24 of Late Tackle. So join us next week again when we come out with some wonderful topic for us to discuss. You
You know
understand?
what
And
I guess?
talk about.
You know what?
You
We have to
understand?
bring a special guest.
And then we're going to bring, yeah, maybe we'll bring up a
Special
special
guest.
guest. So big up yourself, everybody. Big up yourself, everybody in the comment section, and big up everybody that came on the panel. Jason, CC, Presser, Hunter Sport. You understand? Eddie
Tigo.
and Tiga. And Tiga saying we're out. Goodbye. Thanks.